Hey guys, we are here in Trailer Comic Drake's game room. Very cramped, very little space to work with here, so bear with us.
I'm a YouTuber, I don't make much money.
What's it called? Like YouTube pennies? Or YouTube nickels?
YouTube nickels.
Yeah.
Whoa, I'm better than pennies.
Okay, you've got up a little bit.
Yeah.
And we have Billy, who is flexing his chest a little bit too close to me, maybe not close enough, actually.
Nice.
What are we doing?
We are doing the top 10 most unpopular games in Trailer Comic Drake's collection. That's a great title.
It is.
Shit, unpopular? I grabbed the wrong ones. But anyway, I digress.
And we're starting with number 10, The Lost Vikings. So this was your pick. Want to tell us about this game and why it's so unpopular?
The Lost Vikings is a f***ing phenomenal game. It was made by Interplay, which was the early iteration of Blizzard. This is a game where you play as 3 Vikings that are abducted into space and then thrown all throughout time. But they each have different abilities. So the fat guy, he uses a shield, he can glide with it, and he can also use that as a platform for other people. There's Olaf, Belog, and Eric the Swift. So Eric the Swift, he can move real fast, he can jump, and then Belog, he's the only one that can actually attack with his bow and arrow and sword. So you can only control one at a time. So it's a puzzle platformer, and these characters have even been worked into World of Warcraft and other games since.
Really?
You might have, if you're wondering who those 3 Vikings are in Heroes of the Storm, that's these guys.
Really?
I got a question though. Who makes a better Viking? These guys or me?
Oh, you for sure.
I think you. And on that note, do you want to grab one of yours?
Sure.
Number 9.
A Boy and His Blob. Now, I'm not quite sure how underappreciated this game is because the Wii version came out and everyone was like all on its nuts, I think. Were they?
Again, I would say that's an unpopular game considering how good both of these titles actually are.
So basically, you're this blob. No, you're this kid, and you have a pet blob who comes from outer space. Your job is to get him back to his home planet. Well, you feed the blob jelly beans, and all these different colored jelly beans give the blob different abilities that help you go throughout this maze. And man, when I first played this game, it was so confusing, but luckily I had Nintendo Power to get me through. So you knew what each one of the jelly beans does. The one that really confuses me is, well, one of them actually, and I forget which one, makes him a hole. How do you become a hole that allows you to drop down? I still don't get that.
I think Acme made that
Yes.
one. Old school Looney Tunes.
But one thing that really pops out about this game that I love is the music. They kind of ripped off Indiana Jones, but it goes something like this: do 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 do. Boy and his. I'm not gonna do it.
So I will say, playing this without any kind of guide, it takes forever to learn which of each of the jelly beans actually do to the blob. Like a stupid amount of time.
And I remember the farthest I ever got was when you go to his home planet, you gotta throw the cherry bombs, or the cherry bombs are coming by, and you have to throw the bowling ball to get past it. I could never figure that part out, but it's fun.
What does the red rum flavor do?
Is you drunk?
I'm putting this one on the list for my good friend Norm, the gaming historian, who absolutely hates this game. I think this game is incredible. It's Alan Wake, a psychological thriller, action-adventure type game, which everyone that played this game loved it, but for some reason it didn't sell amazingly, and everyone that played it wanted a sequel, but again, because there wasn't enough interest, the sequel has never been made. It actually got re-released recently on Xbox One with their new game, Remedy done, Quantum Break, which I thought might be a precursor or like a little hint towards a sequel coming, maybe. But it's super fun if you like story. The thing that Norm hates about it is the story makes absolutely zero sense, but I took it more as up to interpretation. So a lot of fun gameplay, a lot of thrilling moments, and the scariest moment I ever had in this game was actually a glitch. Because you're supposed to, in the light, you're supposed to be safe. The shadows don't appear. But I went into the light, and the shadow appeared right on me and kind of like blew out the speakers way louder than anything else was, and I jumped a foot in the air.
Dude, glitches can be the scariest thing in games.
Glitches be crazy.
And it was the only glitch I've ever had, so I think it was just the game trying to mess with me. But anyone else got anything to say about this one? Otherwise, we're going to move on to number 7.
What is number 7?
Number 7.
Lego Racers. So this is a game that I played when I was in elementary school at my after-school daycare. It's like Mario Kart, but you get to build your own race car out of Lego pieces. And since I was a very uncreative child, mine was just a giant square. And then you can also customize your own racer. So
You say that as you're making models. You're pretty creative.
Yeah.
No, but so what's really great is that as you race through the different levels, you're fighting the iconic Lego characters. You have like the race car guy, the Blackbeard, and even the Indian guy, the Native American guy.
Yeah.
And as you defeat them, you get pieces of their cars, so you can build your own.
Okay.
And what's also really cool is that all the power-ups are single color Lego pieces. So But as you grab them, you make bigger and better power-ups. So if you get one green, that's fine, but if you get 3 greens in a row, then you have a super weapon.
like super weapons.
But if you get one green and then you go to red, you're immediately back to square one or piece one.
Did you? Okay, Topher Grace.
Number 6.
Did you ever play Lego Island?
Yes, I did.
That game is incredible. That should be that was in here.
You take the pizza and you put it on the bars and you break out of it.
I would put this on the list because Lego Island is a fantastic game.
Number 6.
Mad World is number 6. I kind of went high there. Now this game is a sort of a black and white comic book beat 'em up type game, hack and slash, and it's super fun. The only color that's really in it is blood.
Yeah.
And it was one of the more gory Wii games for the time, and I felt like this was super underrated because it was in the $5 bargain bin within a week of it coming out, despite how much promotion I saw for it at the time. And I actually did see a lot of promotion.
It was all over Nintendo Power as well. That's how I first heard about it, but I was too young to buy it because it's a rated M game when I was little, so I ended up getting it in a package deal with No More Heroes, which I actually wanted to buy, and then I played this literally about 5 years later and just loved the hell out of it. All of the kills are just so creative and wonderful.
Well, you bring up a good point. That's probably why this is so underappreciated now, is because it was bought by soccer moms. Soccer moms bought Wii's, and they're not going to be buying this game. They're going to be buying like
That's
that stupid board thing.
The
where
Wii
Fit.
Yeah, and the dog barking. Yeah. So number 5 is totally and completely all on Trailer Comic Drake, because I haven't played it, neither has he.
This is Monster Rancher 2. The entire Monster Rancher series is amazing. This was my childhood just summed up in one game. You two have never heard of the series at all, have you?
I've heard of it. Never
I
played it.
haven't heard of it.
So, way it works, you take the game, right? You put it into your system and you play it. It sounds like a normal thing.
I'm with you.
But you raise creatures in this game. You get the creatures by taking your game out, putting a regular music CD in, and then it reads the data on there, gets you a creature.
That's kind of
That is
creative.
actually kind of cool.
Then you take the CD back out, put the game back in, and now you're raising this creature. So what you're doing is you have the creature, you take it back to your ranch, and then you're basically its drill sergeant. So you're making it run laps or use the punching bag, and then all you do when you have the creature, you put them in tournaments and make them fight each other. It is amazing, and there is
It's not too bad.
I know.
yeah the big bad guy is named Moo, and he's only obtainable through a Beck album. Just one. That's the only way you can get him.
Wow.
But it's also cool is that in later entries in the series, you can actually use video games as well, the PS2 games. And there are some games where you actually get a creature based on that game. Usually there are other Tecmo games, so yeah.
I love crap like that where they're actually thinking way outside the box.
Way outside the box. You know what it kind of reminds me of? Scanners.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you remember Scanners?
Mhm.
So you would have these like little they're like Digimon from at the time, but you actually scan barcodes on like cans of soup, and you might unlock a monster that you can battle or like power up. So I'd go around in my pantry at home just like scanning all the things, or you take it to grocery stores.
Yeah.
and just
Oh,
be
that
like,
was the
scan,
only
scan,
way I got to go to the
scan,
grocery
scan.
store.
So that
Do
was
you have
good.
red, green, or blue?
I think mine was green.
I had the red one.
My batteries were dying like all the time though, and when the batteries die, you never get anything. It was really upsetting. Number 4. If any of these two haven't been in frame for this, it's just gonna have to deal with
Just
it.
cover it with all the footage.
I'll just stand right here.
Just put a picture of you in front. We should do that and do like the whole like.
All right, so if you're an old can we cuss?
He already has, so go
Okay,
for
if
it.
you're an old like me, you like old games, and this is a throwback to old games. You know, if you love the old Legends of Zelda, the one on the NES, Link to the Past, this game right here pays homage to those, and it's great. I mean, you're basically playing those games over again, and I can't even fucking describe it because but no, it's awesome. I didn't get very far in the game because I got stuck and I moved on to something else. But from what I did play, it really did feel like I was playing one of those old school Zelda games again, and it really is clear that they got their inspiration from that.
It's the best Zelda game that Nintendo didn't make.
And every time I go to the shops with Alpha, like the game shops, he always grabs off the shelf and he's like, "You haven't bought it yet, have you?" And I'm like, "No." And he's like, "You're buying it."
Oh, you got some kind
Is
of
that
call on
like-
you or something?
You got Cortana talking.
Did I say hey Cortana?
I don't know, but it said go to the shop and look like being shut up. How much of that you want to do again?
Kind of like that it was a mess.
just go roll with it. Yeah.
Alpha's trying to make me buy this game. That was the end of my story. So nothing else. Move.
Fucking Cortana.
We gotta get it now.
Number 2.
Great, we're gonna do 2 Robos back to
Did
back.
we miss a number?
We had to have.
Number whatever.
Number next.
Number C.
Custom Robo. It's a game where you have little action figures, but they are also weapons of mass destruction. As in, the entire world is being... The weapons are these little action figures that you customize, and as you defeat people, you get pieces, and you build your own custom Robo. And it's 3D fighting game thing. I think it's incredibly underrated. It takes itself way too seriously. It's very anime inspired, but they made just I think one other sequel to this, but they're in Smash Bros. The guy, the Ray Mark III, he's
in like the little shell thing.
The assist trophies.
Yeah,
that little guy that flies around shooting the. That's this dude.
Hey, that's cool actually. I didn't know that. Oh, the more you know.
The more you know.
Ooh. Okay. Do you know? Number next, we've seriously lost.
So cute.
We've lost complete track of where we're up to. I think we might have skipped a number at some point. So
number this.
I haven't played this one, but it's one that I actually saw in a certain person's hidden gems video, and I always meant to try it. It looked like a lot of fun. So how about you sell it to me right now?
This is the other Robo game for GameCube. This is Chibi Robo. So it's also where you play as a small robot, but this time you're about, I want to say 2 inches tall, so about the size of wood. Yeah, you're welcome.
Maybe he's dick.
Yeah, I was trying to be more subtle about it.
So what I gather from this is you need to keep plugging yourself in to charge up, or else you run out of energy.
Yeah, so you were a battery-powered robot, but you have to just plug yourself into a wall. But you are doing all the household chores around these lazy Americans. So you're
sounds about right.
You're cleaning their stains. You're out. You're feeding.
Wait a minute. You mean those kind of stains?
Oh yeah.
Like does he need a black light?
No.
Okay.
No, but he does use a toothbrush. And also, the toys come to life, and you talk to them at night.
He means.
So
I feel like if just you and me were making this video, it'd be very proper, it'd be very professional, but with Billy, nothing can really stay that way, can it?
No. But yeah.
I missed this.
Number one.
No, we still got one more.
Number one, Corey in the house.
So
you go around making excellent 3-point shots, you busta.
That was on your game shelf.
This was supposed to be a joke, because this was supposed to be a very serious video up until here, and you were supposed to fall for this. But the way this video has panned out, I don't think anyone thought that this was actually number one at this point.
Corey in the house.
So how about we go announce the actual number one?
I think we actually did the number one, because you said to leave out this one, but it. Number one!
No, I said do that number one.
Zach and Wiki. Zach and Wiki, you're a pirate named Zach and a monkey named Wiki, and Wiki turns into things and you do puzzles.
Okay, this video completely derailed. This is actually is not only an unpopular game, but also borderlands the territory of hidden gem. I played this for a very short amount of time recently, but it is super amounts of fun, and everyone that has played it has recommended it to me.
Dude, it looks cool.
It is cool. It has a lot of cool style, and of course it's made by Capcom. And I say of course, but it's technically in a generation where Capcom is a hit and miss. But in this case, it's absolutely a hit. So
get it now before it's like $100 in 2 years.
I'm gonna keep this hype train rolling. We've already derailed it. Screw it. Number next.
Oh God,
you've got another one.
Klonoa.
Oh, I was gonna say.
It's a remake of a PS1 game, but it's in 3D. You're going around, you're jumping, and you're shooting air. It's a good game. It's like Kirby and the Crystal Shards, but better. Next game.
I got a good one. Castlevania.
While we're in the bonus round, I legit actually want to mention Pokemon Colosseum is probably the most underrated Pokemon game, and this isn't even a joke right now. I'm trying to be serious. This is a lot of fun, and I recommend you play it. So,
Dragon Power. It was a Dragon Ball game, but Dragon Ball didn't come to America yet.
Oh, I got something I want to say. All right, people that shit on this game, stop. Okay, fuck you, because this is a good game. Okay, yeah, it is hard, and it does get a bad rap, but okay, quit basing your opinions off of AVGN and actually play the game. All right, it's damn good. All right, if you want a bad game on NES, play Dash Galaxy and the Alien Asylum.
That game actually
or
sucks.
Action 52. It's 52 pieces of shit on one single cart. But this right here,
or the Rocketeer.
It's a good. Rocketeer's good. What are you even talking about?
The game on the NES?
Yeah, it's good.
I don't like it at all.
Unpopular handheld, the PlayStation Portable.
Okay, so, hey, do you like comic books? Do you like video games? My friend Drake has a channel on both. I'd recommend you check out definitely the Comic Drake YouTube page. It's a lot of fun, and he puts a lot of videos out there, and you learn a lot about comic books, and you've taught me about a lot about comic books recently.
Yeah.
And as you guys know, I love comic books too. What?
It's a lot less derailed than this. I blame Billy.
This has become completely, and I apologize. If you like game hunting shows and general shenanigans like you have seen here on Beat 'em Ups, then make sure to check out Billy's, as you already have probably seen the Game Chasers.
Every one of them right now is unsubbing.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, guys. Like, comment, subscribe.
I'm sorry.
I apologize for today's shenanigans.
I did not sleep.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Miss Lewinsky.
And with that, we are out. Thank you.
Today we're doing, as you would already have seen, top 5 awesome games in Metal Jesus' collection. We were going to do top 5 worst games in your collection like I done with Billy a while back, but we could not find a bad game, and I'm not even kidding. Okay, that wasn't how I intended that.